Saturday evening, round 3 of the US Open. Wyndham Clark is leading by 6 shots, and the internet is already on fire. A clip drops on X. Clark is on the 17th hole, moving grass, dropping a ball twice, watching it roll back, then placing it exactly where he wants. A USGA official is standing right there and says nothing. Within minutes, the golf world loses its mind. But here's what nobody is saying out loud. This wasn't just a controversial drop. This was the moment that pulled 3 years of buried frustration straight back to the surface. And by Sunday evening, Sam Burns, 1 shot behind, tears in his eyes on Father's Day, would sit in the scoring tent and call the whole thing unfortunate. Was he talking about losing by 1 shot, or was he saying something he couldn't quite say directly? That question is exactly why you're here, and the answer is more layered than any headline is giving you credit for. Personally, I think what Burns said was the most honest thing anyone said all week, and I'll show you exactly why before this is over. If you think the USGA has a double standard problem, drop double standard in the comments right now. Stick around, because the full picture makes everything hit completely differently. Wyndham Clark did not arrive at Shinnecock Hills as a clean slate champion. Every golf fan already senses that. His 2023 US Open title was real, his ball striking is elite, but somewhere between that trophy and this one, Clark became the most watched player on tour for reasons that had nothing to do with his scorecard. Not because officials ever found him guilty of anything. That's actually the part that makes this so difficult to dismiss. Every time Clark's name appeared near a rules situation, the investigation closed in his favor. Cleared. Every single time. But the file never felt closed, because something kept reopening it. At the 2024 Arnold Palmer Invitational, footage circulated that made Brandel Chamblee go on record in a way analysts rarely do. The ball clearly moved. He clearly didn't ground the club lightly. I don't need video to see this. I saw it live and I knew the ball moved. I think he should have been penalized. Clark was not penalized. The following year, same tournament. A free drop in the middle of the fairway. Questions immediately surfaced about whether it was even his ball. Videos capturing the moment from multiple angles appeared on X, and were scrubbed shortly after. Clark's response, "I wasn't trying to cheat by any means." 2 incidents, 2 clearings, 2 moments where the rulebook said one thing and half the golf world said another. Each time, Clark walked away clean on paper. But paper doesn't erase what people saw, and what came next would make both incidents look minor. Here is where you need to understand something about the 17th hole clip before judging the reaction to it. When that footage dropped on X Saturday evening, it didn't land on a neutral audience. It landed on 3 years of accumulated suspicion. Fans who watched the clip weren't evaluating it in isolation. They were evaluating it through everything they already believed about Clark. That's the only way to explain how fast the reaction moved. Noosler Golf posted it with a simple caption, "Is this okay?" Within minutes. Wyndham Clark going full lawn care service on that drop is egregious, and the USGA should feel bad. That post spread faster than the actual tournament coverage for 2 straight hours. But here's the thing, most people reacting to that clip still didn't fully know, because the worst chapter in Clark's recent history wasn't the Arnold Palmer footage, it wasn't the scrubbed videos. What actually happened in 2025 was something the sport rarely sees, and it is the real reason the 17th hole exploded the way it did. To understand why this particular clip broke the internet while Clark was winning, you have to know what happened at Oakmont. And that story is darker than anything that came before it. The 2025 US Open at Oakmont. Clark misses the cut, walks into the locker room. What happens inside is serious enough that Oakmont Country Club formally bans him from the property. Not a warning, not a fine, a ban. Reinstatement required full financial repayment for damages, a donation to a charity selected by the club's board, and documented completion of anger management sessions. A USGA official was reportedly overheard saying, "I'd ban him from next year's Open." Read that again. A USGA official talking about banning a player from the US Open itself. So understand what Clark carried into Shinnecock Hills in 2026. Not just a 6-shot lead, not just the narrative of a former champion chasing back-to-back titles. He was carrying 3 years of cleared but not trusted, of scrubbed videos, of a broadcast analyst going on record saying the ball moved, of a locker room ban that the golf world had not forgotten and was not prepared to set aside. Every camera on that course was pointed at him differently, and on the 17th hole, those cameras finally got something new to work with. Here is exactly what the clip shows. Clark's tee shot finds the fescue. His ball comes to rest beside a camera stand, entitling him to free relief. A USGA official confirms it. Before dropping, Clark removes loose grass from the landing area. He drops. The ball rolls back into the camera stand. He drops again. Same result. Under the rules, 2 failed drops entitle the player to place the ball, meaning Clark sets it down on a clean lie, exactly where it suits him. He chips to the green, saves par, lead intact. The official beside him says nothing, because nothing technically violated the rules. That last sentence is the one that made people furious. Not the drop itself, not the grass removal. The fact that a player with this specific history used the rulebook with surgical precision at the most watched moment of the tournament and walked away spotless again. For fans already carrying 3 years of cleared but not trusted, technically legal, wasn't a defense. It was confirmation of something they'd been saying all along. The Clark controversy was the loudest fire burning that week, but it wasn't the only one. What the USGA did next made the whole situation significantly worse. Joaquin Niemann was enduring a brutal opening round. 2 balls out of bounds on the 6th, a quintuple bogey 9 already on his card. He threw his club, approximately 50 yards. No referee saw it happen. No video captured it. The following morning, Niemann was handed a 2-stroke penalty for serious misconduct under Rule 1.2b. His 9 became an 11. His opening round reached 8 over 78. He was reportedly in tears. His coach Pete Cowan went straight to the media. "It's arbitrary. They picked him out of a load of people who threw clubs and gave him 2 shots. It depends on whether they like you or they don't. It's either 2 shots for throwing a club for everybody, or it's not 2 shots for anyone." Then came the detail that made the inconsistency impossible to explain away. Jon Rahm was caught on broadcast microphones the same week dropping a hard word after a missed putt. Video emerged separately of Rahm kicking his driver forward along the ground multiple times. Under the USGA's own code of conduct, both qualify as potential unacceptable behavior. Rahm received no penalty. Matt Fitzpatrick called a separate ruling that week a joke. Police physically removed fans from the final round for heckling Clark, "Nobody likes you," audible on broadcast, while the USGA faced widespread criticism for allowing the atmosphere to deteriorate that far. One governing body, one tournament. A player penalized 2 shots with no video evidence, another player on camera with 0 consequences, a third player's drop going viral with no public statement from officials explaining their position. That is what a credibility crisis looks like in real time, and it is the exact stage Sam Burns walked onto on Sunday morning. Burns shoots a 67 on Father's Day. His father is watching from the gallery. He birdies 3 of his first 8 holes and converts a 6-shot deficit into a single-shot gap by the back 9. The crowd, already hostile toward Clark, starts feeling the shift and pushes Burns forward audibly. On 18, Burns needs 1 birdie to force a playoff. He hits the green, lines up the putt, strokes it, and watches it lip out by the thinnest possible margin. He drops to his knees. After the round, Burns finds his father in the gallery. He wipes away tears. He just said he was really proud. "I think we both knew how special it could have been." In the scoring tent, Burns sits down, lets out a long breath, and says it plainly. "I felt like I was chasing all day. It's unfortunate I just came up 1 short." That word, unfortunate. Burns was not calling Clark a cheater. He was describing a loss. Clean, dignified, no accusations, no excuses. 1 shot short after the best closing round of a major in his career. His 2nd consecutive U.S. Open heartbreak, following Oakmont the year before, where a USGA decision on standing water relief contributed directly to a final round collapse. 2 years, 2 U.S. Opens, 2 devastating near misses, both somehow connected to decisions the same governing body made, or refused to make. Then Clark stepped onto the 18th green with the trophy, faced the crowd that had booed him for 4 days, and said this: "New York didn't really like me. I love you guys, but I get it. Some of it's self-deserved. I did some unfortunate things last year that I really regret. I've been sorry multiple times. I'm still sorry. Hopefully I can win you over eventually." The same word, unfortunate. Burns said it about what happened to him. Clark said it about what he did. One man used that word to describe falling 1 shot short of a dream on Father's Day after playing nearly flawless golf. The other used it to describe behavior serious enough to earn a ban from one of the most prestigious clubs in American golf. Both men said unfortunate. Only one of them was holding the trophy. That is the full story this title promised. Not just a rules controversy, not just a governing body under fire from every direction. The real story is what it felt like to watch one of the cleanest competitors in the sport give everything he had on the hardest day possible, and come up one shot short of a man whose presence at the top of the leaderboard the internet had spent the entire week trying to disqualify. Clark was cleared every single time, but cleared and trusted have never meant the same thing in this sport. The USGA's week at Shinnecock did nothing to close that gap. They penalized one player without footage. They ignored another, caught on camera. They let a third player's drop go viral without a single public explanation. Sam Burns said, "Unfortunate." The golf world felt every syllable of it. If this gave you the full picture, drop a like before you move on. It is the single action that tells the algorithm to push this to golf fans who have not found this channel yet. More of this is coming, and you will not want to miss what is next.